Hello all, and welcome to the next video here on the Onion Man's Rooftop Two-Headed Cow Caravan of Treasure. And sometimes barter. We're still on a streak with the name. And also, welcome to the next episode of, or next issue of, Tales from the Mailbag. If you've seen the thumbnail, this is going to be a very Walmart and McFarlane heavy issue. My Walmart got a lot of new cool stuff in finally. I've been kind of complaining over the past few mailbags about how I hadn't seen new stuff in months at my Walmart. Like every once in a while you got like a new McFarlane set that would pop up. But like I hadn't seen new Marvel Legends. I hadn't seen any new WWE. Still haven't seen any new AEW. Since before summer started. Like it's wild. Just how backed it all is, I guess. But went there last week and there was a bunch of stuff in. And it was kind of spread out. It's weird. My Walmart's like we have like a Supercenter Walmart here. But they had things like in different sections. It's almost like they didn't put it in the proper, like I get why they have layouts and things have to be in a certain way. But just for instance, the Black Adam figures that are in this video were in a stand with those DC Superpower figures that just came out, which I will not be getting. So if you're expecting to see those on here, sorry, won't be getting those. But like the big cardboard standout that they have for those was in the gardening section. It was so weird. Like close to the doors by the gardening section. It was a ways away from the toy section. I guess that's just like they ran out of room. There's a lot of stuff at my Walmart. It's very overcrowded, and like I guess that's just the only place they could think to put it. But that wasn't it. New McFarlane's. There were a lot of new Marvel Legends. I only bought one. There wasn't really anything I wanted because the new set that I saw there was not one that I'm particularly wanting to get. But they did have one that I bought, and I'll show you in a minute. There's still one I'm looking for that they didn't have, which sucks. And then we'll end this video with a McFarlane website order. And if you're thinking, well, in the thumbnail, there's a bunch of Big Bad Toy Store boxes. If you've never seen my mailbags, sometimes they can be long, and I don't really like having really long videos. I've done it in the past, and every time it happens, I feel weird about it. So when I break them into pieces, first piece is usually things that are not Big Bad Toy Store. So the McFarlane website order, the Walmart pickup, the big Walmart haul, I guess you could say. Excuse me. And then the second video, the second part of this mailbag, will be just the Big Bad Toy Store stuff. So that's how I usually do it. But anyways, I'm rambling. I'll get into the video here soon. But yeah, my Walmart got a lot of stuff. Like I said, it was kind of misplaced. The new DC stuff, like the Superpowers and Black Adam figures, for whatever reason, were all in the gardening section. In the toy section, there was the new X-Men wave with Bone Cruncher, I can't remember his name. Not really anything I'm looking for there. There was the new Black Panther wave, which was awesome, but they did not have the Walmart exclusive Black Panther, which is the one I'm looking for, which is like the original suit, I think is what they're calling it. I want that one, but they didn't have it, so, damn, still looking for that. I did pick up one of those, though. You'll see it here in a minute. And then there was a little bit of WWE stuff, which was nice to finally see. It was the only new WWE stuff that I've seen in months, but at least it was something, and I picked up 2 figures out of that wave. You'll see those as well. No new Star Wars stuff there, even though I don't really unbox Star Wars on here. I do look out for the figures. Didn't see any new Star Wars, and didn't see any new AEW, sadly. No new G.I. Joe stuff. But McFarlane, Marvel Legends, and a little bit of WWE. A lot of new NECA stuff, too, over in the video game section, the electronic section. And a lot of Funko stuff, but again, nothing I was really looking for. Anyways, I'm stalling. Let's get this in. First off, in the gardening section, we have the Black Adam figures. They had all of the figures except for the villain that mega figure that's a villain. I don't remember his name. Sorry. And then Cyclone. They didn't have her, which sucked because I really wanted to get her. But they didn't have her. So I'm going to have to wait and either order her or see if she pops up in the store at some point. But they had everybody else. So we'll just kind of get into it here. Right out the gate, we have the... Go with these ones first. The two separate Black Adams. They had the hooded and the regular version. Without the hood, I guess. Or cloak. It looks better than it did in the promo pictures. The original shots they showed for this looked fantastic. Then they showed, like, the promo images. They looked rough. Well, the hooded figure looked good. This one looked really rough. Like, the face looked off, and it was just weird. In person, it actually looks a lot better. So I can't really complain. In person, it looks pretty good. It might just be me, but I think the hooded figure... I mean, I think they're the exact same head sculpt, right? But for whatever reason, I'm getting a weird vibe that the cloaked figure is a little different. Personally, I like the cloaked one more. I just think it looks cooler. You know, with kind of like the old cape hanging off of him and everything. Traditionally, Black Adam is like this way. But it is what it is. I am excited for Black Adam more so than I am for any other DC movies. If you've ever seen anything on my channel about DC, I slag them a lot. I think for the most part, a lot of what they do is pretty dookie shoes. Just saying. But I am excited for Black Adam. I'm a huge fan of The Rock. Anybody who knows me knows. He is the reason I'm a wrestling fan. He is my favorite wrestler of all time. As a kid, I just thought he was the coolest thing. I watch a lot of his movies. I don't watch everything. I don't care about Fast and Furious, so I don't watch those. I really don't. Sorry if you are a fan of those movies. I don't care. But pretty much anything else he's done, I've seen, and I usually enjoy him. And then when, like, all the years of speculation that he was going to be Black Adam, which I think was confirmed ages ago, like in the late 2000s, I remember he was going to play Black Adam, and there was rumors that he was in talks to play Namor at one point, when Universal Studios had the Namor rights. Which is weird because, like, around the same time Wakanda Forever comes out and Namor's in that. So it's like a weird full circle thing. But anyway, yeah. The Rock as Black Adam, all these years later after it feels like forever that's been a thing, I'm super excited. Again, I'm going to be there. I'm going to watch it. Even if it's not the greatest thing in the world, I feel like the strongest thing about this movie is its casting. Not just with Rock as Black Adam, but also with Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate. I think that's a perfect casting choice. I think Pierce Brosnan is going to be a fantastic Dr. Fate. This figure is not great. I can already tell, like, in the box, and I don't think that's the figure's fault, per se, as much as it's just, I'm not the biggest fan of this design for Dr. Fate. Initially, when I first saw the trailers, I was, but now the more I see it, the more I don't like it. Mainly just because I think it's too much blue. I do wish he kind of had the gold tights. Also, the mask kind of weirds me out. If you can tell, it's almost like it has like these weird angles and like indentions on it. I prefer Dr. Fate with just the smooth kind of helmet. So yeah, I can't say I'm the biggest fan of this Dr. Fate design, which is kind of disappointing because he was actually, besides Black Adam, probably the character I was the most excited for in this movie. I still think Pierce Brosnan is going to knock it out of the park. I think it's going to be great, but it's just the design is not ideal. So, yeah. Cool. The next bag we have the rest of that kind of those figures I bought. First off, we have Atom Smasher, just regular sized Atom Smasher. They did have the mega figure Atom Smasher, which I haven't really seen anywhere else, but my Walmart had it. I just don't have room for that, to be totally honest with you. I got a lot of Build-A-Figures, a lot of mega figures already. I was cool just getting the regular one. The more I look at his mask, the more I realize, yeah, it's very Deadpoolish. I know that's kind of become a joke now. But I was cool with just getting regular size Atom Smasher. I think Noah Centineo, is that his name? Something like that. I think he's going to be kind of the comic relief, but also a pretty decent character. Like I said, I think the casting for this movie is what's the best thing about it so far. But yeah, I just got normal sized Atom Smasher. Maybe later down the line I'll get the Mega figure, but for now, I'm cool just getting this. And then we have the figure that I've come around to the most, for sure. We have Hawkman. When I first saw the trailer for Black Adam, I was kind of skeptical on the design for Hawkman. I wasn't really sure what to think or how to feel about it. But the more I look at it and the more I've seen it, like especially in the second trailer that came out about a month ago, I really like it. It's starting to grow on me. I like the maroon and gold. It's got like this regal kind of warrior look to it. And I think Aldous Hodge is going to be an awesome Hawkman. I'm super excited to see what he does with that character. I just love that he finally comes with the mace. In the first trailer, I don't think we really got to see the mace much. But in the new one, you get to see him and Black Adam going at it, and he's using the mace. Super excited. I think he's going to be awesome in this movie, so really excited. He looks cool. And yeah, that is it for Black Adam. Like I said, I didn't see the villain, that mega figure of the villain, and I didn't see Cyclone, which sucks because after Black Adam, I think she was the one I was wanting the most. I think her character is going to be like the underrated, awesome character of the movie. In that second trailer where she's like slow-mo moving through the cyclone, the tornado, it looks like a really cool shot, and I'm excited to see what that looks like in the movie. So I was actually kind of stoked about getting her figure, and it wasn't there. So that sucks, but is what it is. So yeah, we need the villain, and we need Cyclone, and then maybe later down the line we'll get Big Atom Smasher. I don't know. Well, we'll see. Probably not. I'm gonna say 80% no. Also, okay. So, same trip. Again, this was all in one trip, which was amazing. We got a couple things here. You'll notice there is two McFarlanes and a Marvel Legend right here in the end. So we'll just kind of go down the line on these. First thing, I saw a couple of these. I only picked up one. I thought about picking up the other one and maybe selling it or something, but I try not to be all scalpy. I don't like it, so I try not to participate in it. But I had a friend who wanted it too, and if I had known that, I would have bought it because he can't find it. Then I went back and it was gone. But I bought a Parallax, a Hal Jordan Parallax. Right in the box, I can tell this figure's got a couple of little issues on it. My biggest gripe about it, really, is that he's missing his gray hair. His, like, Mr. Fantastic hair. If you notice on the back right here, he's got it there, but the figure doesn't have it. Again, I don't know if that's a purposeful design choice or if that was just something McFarlane did. I don't know. It sucks that he doesn't have it, because I think that's a very distinct feature of that era of Hal Jordan, that like late 90s, mid to late 90s era before Kyle Rayner takes over. So yeah. Also, if you notice, I'd have to go back and look, but the little silvery parts are on the side of the thighs in the comic book art, but they're on the front on the figure. I don't remember if they're on the front or the sides in the comic, so I'd probably have to go back and check that out. Yeah. And then, the other thing is that, like, he's kind of got normal gloved hands, but they're a little bit more translucent here on the figure. So a lot of weird design choices for this Parallax, but I think he looks classic enough that if you can like add in some gray hair, it would be a good fit. And so that's mainly why I got it. I got a friend. I'm not very good at customizing anything, so I get like really nervous when I try to customize stuff. So I don't do customs, but I have a friend who also found a Parallax elsewhere in Florida, my friend Cranky. And he didn't find it. I apologize. But he offered, he was like, I could probably put the gray hair on that because he does a lot of customizing and stuff. So I think I'm going to take him up on that offer and send this to him and see if he can do the gray hair and make it better. But I'm going to have to check on the silver kind of parts on the thighs because I don't remember if they're on the front or the sides. On the figure, they're on the front. The art, they're on the sides. I'm more inclined to believe it's probably supposed to be the sides, and McFarlane just fucked up another figure. It's love-hate with McFarlane. I will bash them harder than any other company, but I buy a lot of their stuff now, so, it is what it is. But that's what we do, right? Next thing. I only found one of these, but it was cool nonetheless. The sad part is, it's not for me. This is the only thing I found that is not for me. So you probably won't even see an unboxing of it, because this is pretty much going out in the mail in the next couple of days to a buddy of mine. But I found the Walmart exclusive Knightfall Azrael. It's great for what it is. Like, it's a fantastic looking figure for what it is with Azrael Batman. Problem is, I don't like Azrael. I just don't. I think he's a bit of an edgelordy, just generic 90s character. John Paul Valley was just, let's make brutal Batman, and pouches. But I don't know. And I like Knightfall. I like the whole, Bane breaking the bat. I never liked the John Paul Valley character. I don't know what it is. So this is not for me. This is actually for a friend of mine. He's a big fan of that story too, and he wanted it. There was only one there, so I picked it up, and I asked, my whole goal was like, I know he's going to want this. So I bought it, asked him if he wanted it, told him, just PayPal me the money and I'll send it to you. And he was like, yeah. So this isn't mine. I'm just showing it off that I found it because I found so much stuff at Walmart. I thought it would be cool to show off. But don't expect to see an unboxing of it or anything, because like I said, I'm shipping it out in the next couple of days. Like I said, he looks great for what he is. Man, that's some dookie art. Who did that? His head's like small, and then his abs come all the way over here, and his arm is hidden behind that. That is dookie shoes. Oh, who did this? It's like where the artist's signature is gone. Man, that's rough. I didn't notice that before. Because it's a cover of one of the issues. And that is bad. That is just a horrible anatomy. I'm befuddled by that. That is insane. Sorry. But yeah. God. Is that Liefeld? Anyways, here's the one Marvel Legend I picked up. Again, they had that X-Men wave that has like the new Wolverine. It has that classic kind of Havoc. I think Maggot is in there. Morph is in there. And then the Build-A-Figure is it Bone Crusher or Bone Cruncher? Can't remember. Anyway, nothing I really wanted out of that, but they had the Black Panther set. It's only 4 figures. It's not like a whole wave. It's just a little, it's, what did they call it? The Legacy wave or whatever, Legacy Collection. They had the main 4. They had the purple accented Black Panther suit. And then they had Nakia, or I can never pronounce her name. And they had Okoye. I'm sorry, not Okoye. Shuri. And then they had Killmonger. The one I am wanting is the Walmart exclusive Black Panther with the original suit design. Before he gets like the vibranium empowered one and all that stuff. That he can like force field and throw power back. But I did pick up Killmonger. Yeah, I like Killmonger a lot. I have the original Killmonger, not this one, but the one where he's wearing like the Vegeta inspired vest and he's got the mask and the guns. I have that one, and I think this is a great compliment to it. So really excited to have it. I've never been the biggest fan of when the villain is just the evil version of the good guy, but I thought Killmonger was done so well. Like, he has every right to basically do what he's doing, and it's great. It's like a Shakespearean, Arthurian kind of tale going on there of a tragic character. So much so that maybe besides Thanos, maybe even more than Thanos, that's a bold statement. But by far, like, Killmonger is one of my favorite villains in the entire MCU. So I'm happy to have this figure. Yeah, really cool. Glad to have it. Awesome. I missed out on it the first time, but I have the regular Killmonger before he becomes his version of Black Panther. That's a great figure too, with the mask and everything. Love it. Last thing for in-store finds. Again, couple of WWE things finally showed up. Mostly belts. I don't buy the toy belts. But they had Wave 1 of the new Ruthless Aggression line, which is Shawn Michaels, Batista, Brock Lesnar. And I went ahead and picked up 2 of them. There we go. First out the gate, we have the Ruthless Aggression Batista. The main reason I did not get the Ultimate Edition Batista, I know there's some people who really wanted that one because it was like World Champ Batista. I wanted this one instead. Don't know why. I remember when they released it, I was like, I think it's because I like the gold and red tights more than I like the all red ones with the white accents on the Ultimate. So I was waiting for this. Weird he comes to the lamp. That's like the most... It's almost like they... what is it from? Is that from something? The only thing I can think of is like when William Regal got a lamp broken over his head by Triple H in that hotel room. Or it's a throwback to the original Ruthless Aggression line of toys by Jax. And I guess there was a Batista there that came with the lamp. I don't know. I don't know why he comes with the lamp. If anybody knows, please let me know. But yeah. We got Shawn, Brock, Batista. I posted this on Instagram. I saw stacks of Batista and Shawn Michaels and no Brock Lesnar's. It was wild. There's probably like 4 or 5 Batistas and probably like 5 or 6 Shawn Michaels. And no Brock to be seen. I didn't get Shawn Michaels at all. Didn't really feel the need for it. And then I literally walked a aisle over and I saw a Brock Lesnar in the sporting goods section. Wild. Which... There we go. Yeah. So, somebody was hiding a Brock Lesnar in the sporting goods section, and I found it. Very random. Really cool, though. They look great. I'm finally glad to have, like, a young Brock. Really cool. Yeah, these will be good. I'm surprised it took me this long to get a Batista. I mean, I know why it did. I'm not the biggest Batista fan. So I always kind of held off on getting one. But yeah. I also like these boxes. Like, they have the Scratch logo. That's pretty cool. So, yeah. These will be fun. But, yeah. Yep. So that does it for the store buys. We have one more thing we're going to take a look at. Whoa. Big box. This is a, McFarlane Toys website order. As I try to fix my camera here. Yeah, anyway, wanted to get both of these. One was in stock. The other one I see is sold out almost everywhere unless you pre-order it from like random ass sites. Even then I see it pre-order sold out on a lot of places. But McFarlane had a little bit of a sale if you bought both Bane and Necron mega figures. So I did that. I bought both. I bought the double pack because I wanted them both. I bought the Blackest Night set of McFarlane toys. That was in the last mailbag. And I wanted Necron to go with them. I think Blackest Night is one of DC's last great stories. And at least since I've been reading and everything. And I mean that as a crossover. Big crossover. And as far as like pseudo zombie stories, I know there were Black Lanterns, not necessarily zombies per se, but it did involve the dead and zombies. So it's kind of a weird territory. It's far beyond Deceased. I don't care what anybody says. If you're a fan of Deceased, go read Blackest Night because it's way better. Just simple. Simple as that. But yeah, we're going to open this and take a look at our Knightfall Bane, because I believe that's what that Bane is based off of. And Necron. So, oh, big box. It's not as heavy as I expected it to be. Like, opening up Clayface from Big Bad Toy Store, he was real heavy. Killer Croc was pretty heavy, etc., etc. But these ones, they don't feel that heavy. Which makes sense, because Necron's pretty skinny. And Bane, I don't imagine him to be as big as, like, Man-Bat. He might be, though. There is a tiny little... I won't show it, but 10% off coupon on my next McFarlane Toy Store order. I didn't get that with the Doom guy I bought last time. Oh yeah, they're both in here. Okay. Careful, pull these out. Oh. Okay, so first off we have Necron. There we go. Adjust the camera a little bit. Yeah. He looks really good for what he is. Yeah, like I said, I like Blackest Night a lot. I think it's one of the last great DC crossover big stories. A good chunk of Jeff Johns' Green Lantern is kind of that way. But anyway, yeah, Necron. If you're going to start, like, releasing Blackest Night sets, you need a Necron. You need the villain. There he is. I find it kind of fascinating because, if I'm not mistaken, when he shows up, I'm trying to remember who he takes over first. Or like the Black Ring thing, like when it starts. God, I don't remember. I wish I was going to say like I thought I remembered who it was, but nah, I think I might be wrong. Either way, he looks fantastic for what he is. His lantern, the Black Lantern, is his scythe. It's really cool. I like the whole torn open chest thing with the heart. He just looks great. Happy to have it. Like I said, I really like Blackest Night, so this is great. Hopefully he doesn't fall apart. I heard a lot of people were having issues with the Titan Arkham Joker. Like just breaking on him or falling apart. Which is funny because when DC Direct made that toy a long time ago, same issues. And here we have Bane. Oh, he's big. There we go. Yeah. Here's the thing with this Bane. I think he looks fantastic. I think he looks loads better than the Build-A-Figure Bane from a while back. But I think this Bane still has a couple of issues. I still think he might be a little oversized. If you actually read Knightfall, Bane's big, but I don't think he's this big. I think he's a little bit more proportional. And then also, his head still looks small. Just kind of, it's almost like Overkill from Spawn. Either way, though, I do think he looks cool. I think it's the closest out of McFarlane we're probably going to get to a classic-looking Bane. So, went ahead and got it. I don't think we're going to get much closer. I think we'll get an Arkham Bane at some point. With the pants and he's shirtless and all that. The prison pants. But yeah, I mean, he looks good. He's, like I said, he's loads better than the Build-A-Figure Bane. And like I said, I think this is the closest we're getting to a classic Bane out of McFarlane. So, glad to have him. I think he'll fit good in. I think he'll fit really well in. Minus the tiny head and maybe a little bit oversized. I think he'll be really good. But that's it. That does it for this first part of the mailbag. taking a look at all the non-Big Bad Toy Store or finds and orders. A lot of McFarlane, a Marvel Legend, a couple of WWE figures, and a couple of Mega figures, so pretty cool. But that's going to be it for this one. I'm going to kind of reset here and start opening the Big Bad Toy Store orders for the next video. So I will see you guys there. If you like this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. You do not have to if you do not want to, but I always appreciate anybody who does. And I will catch you guys in part 2.